Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. In this session we'll be discussing from the 21st verse of the 12th chapter of the first canto. We already discussed the first portion of this verse. In this session we'll be discussing the second portion of this verse. So just to refresh your memory, the verse itself is as follows. Dhanvinam agranir esha tulyascha arjunayor dvayoho hutasha iva durdharshaha samudra iva dustaraha. The meaning of this 21st verse is, amongst great bowmen, this child will be as good as Arjuna. He will be as irresistible as fire and as unsurpassable as the ocean. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport that in history there are two Arjunas. That's why the mention is made Arjunayor Dvayoho, the two Arjunas. One is called Kartyavirya Arjuna, the king of Haihaya. He is very famous in history as a great king, powerful king. And the other is the grandfather of Parikshit. Arjuna, the grandfather of Parikshit, the Pandava Arjuna. And both of them are famous for being expert in fighting, in bowmanship. Dhanvinam, the great bowman. So Srila Prabhupada has elaborately described the personality of the Pandava Arjuna. And in the previous session, we heard about the history of this Pandava Arjuna till the stage where Arjuna learnt under Professor Dronacharya, where Dronacharya taught him personally different kinds of secret astras, mantra weapons. And the description is further given by Srila Prabhupada in the purport. Maharaj Drupada was actually a king of the province called Panchala Desha, and he had as his son and daughter Drishtadyumna and Draupadi. So this Maharaj Drupada, he was defeated by Arjuna on behalf of Professor Dronacharya. The history is that Drupada and Dronacharya, when they were young students, they studied in the same Gurukul and they were good friends in the Gurukul. But this friendship was between the rich son of the rich Kshatriya. Drupada was the son of a very powerful and rich Kshatriya. and Dronacharya was the son of a poor Brahmana. So when Drupada grew up, he became the king of the province called Panchala Desha, very rich. And Dronacharya grew up, but he was just a poor Brahmana's son, so he was another poor Brahmana. Now, during the Gurukul days, because they were very good friends, once Drupada, on a certain occasion, he promised to Dronacharya, when you grow up, don't worry, I will give you half of my kingdom, because I am the only son of my father. So I will give you half my kingdom. Don't worry. You don't have to suffer in poverty like your father. So Dronacharya took these words of Drupada to heart, and he always remembered, even when they went back to their own home after completing the Gurukul education. And Dronacharya was living in utter poverty. So after he got married and he had a son, Ashwatthama, small boy, the boy one day began to cry to his mother that I have not tasted what is real milk. All my friends say milk is very, very nourishing and very, very tasty and very nice to drink, but I don't know what is milk. So Dronacharya's wife, Ashwatthama's mother, she felt very bad that they were in such poverty-stricken condition that they could not feed their child cow's milk. So she told her husband, Dronacharya, that we're so poor, we cannot even feed our child some cow's milk. So Dronacharya said, don't worry, I will go to my friend from Gurukul days, Maharaj Drupada, and I will beg from him in charity a cow. He has promised to give me half his kingdom, but I don't want his wealth in that way, but I'll just ask for a cow, a donation. So he set out from his place to visit Maharaj Drupada in Panchala Desha, and because he was a Brahmana, there was no restriction for Brahmanas going and meeting kings. So he was let in, and when he came in presence of Drupada, Drupada looked at him, who are you? So then he said, you don't remember me? I am your friend from Gurukul days. Then Drupada, somehow, he thought it is an insult that a wretched, poor person is claiming friendship with a rich and powerful king. So then Drupada, he's told Drona that friendship is always between equals. So you are a poor and wretched, poverty-stricken person. How can you be my friend? What is my status and what is your status? So Dronacharya was feeling very, very insulted that this Drupada has become very proud of his power and his position and his wealth. I am going to teach him a lesson. So thinking, he did not utter a single word. He just walked back to his own place without uttering a single word. Later on, Dronacharya was appointed as the teacher for teaching the Pandavas and the Kauravas by Bhishma. And when he taught the Pandavas and Kauravas, After their education was over, then he remembered Drupada's insult. So he sent his students, the Pandavas and Kauravas, to challenge Drupada, fight against him, and bring him captive without killing him. So the Kauravas tried first and they were unable to defeat Drupada. Then the Pandavas went to challenge Drupada. They fought against him, and Arjuna brought him captive, alive, in front of Dronacharya, Arjuna's teacher, professor. So Drupada felt very, very, very insulted that he was defeated by the students of Dronacharya. Somehow he had Drupada had become inimical against Drona. So Drupada, when he was brought, so Dronacharya said, "Do you remember me? Do you recognize who I am?" So Drupada felt very, very insulted. But Dronacharya said that I don't want to take away your kingdom. After all, you are my friend from Gurukul days. So I just want half your kingdom. So I'll take half your kingdom and you keep the other half. Nevertheless, even though Drupada said, Dronacharya, you are very, very merciful to me, though I insulted you, you are not taking away all my property, though you are entitled to it because your students have defeated me. So I am grateful to you for not taking away my entire property. So saying, he went away. But Drupada, in his heart, he was very, 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 very angry against Dronacharya. So Drupada performed a sacrifice in which he wanted to have a son who would be strong enough, powerful enough to kill Dronacharya. And that son was Drishtadyumna. So this Drishtadyumna, when he was to be trained in the military science, Drishtadyumna went to Dronacharya, Drupada's enemy. And Dronacharya, as a liberal Brahmana, knowing very well that Drupada had performed a sacrifice to get a son who would be powerful enough to kill Drona himself, Dronacharya never hesitated to impart all the military secrets to this boy because he was a Kshatriya and he had come seeking training in the military arts. So Dronacharya, as a liberal Brahmana, he taught everything, all the military science to this Drupada's son. And that Drupada's son was ready to fight against the Kauravas when he was fighting on the side of the Pandavas. And Dronacharya was on the side of the Kauravas. So Drupada, even though he was defeated by Arjuna, still Drupada recognized that Arjuna is the best match for his daughter Draupadi. So Drupada decided to hand over his daughter Draupadi to Arjuna. But he was disappointed when he heard the false news of Arjuna's death in a fire of a shellac house, intrigued by Duryodhana. The Kauravas, they gave so much trouble to the Pandavas, especially Duryodhana. He somehow wanted to get rid of the 5 Pandava brothers and he was unable to because they were protected by Krishna. So Duryodhana tried to set fire to a particular house, shellac house, into which the Pandavas were sent. And before Duryodhana could set fire, the Pandavas escaped through a secret tunnel they dug in the earth. And when they were living incognito after escaping, that is when Drupada decided to hold a Swayamvara ceremony for marrying Draupadi. And he arranged Draupadi's personal selection of a groom who could pierce the eye of a fish hanging on the ceiling. This trick was made especially because only Arjuna could do it. And he somehow thought that Arjuna was killed in that fire of the Shalak house. But actually the Pandavas had escaped. So when the Pandavas heard about Drupada's deciding to hold a Swayamvara ceremony for marrying his daughter, the Pandavas went there for that ceremony. Of course, they were living incognito as Brahmanas. They were dressed as some poor Brahmanas. So they went there, and when all the other Kshatriya kings failed to pass the test set by Drupada, then Arjuna, in the guise of a poor Brahmana, he passed the test, and Draupadi garlanded Arjuna, though she did not know he was Arjuna. And later on, Lord Krishna disclosed Arjuna's identity to Balaram, and when Drupada came to know that this poor Brahmana is Arjuna, he was very, very, very happy to marry his daughter to Arjuna. So I'll stop here. We'll continue in the next session.